Name's Horn. No further pleasantries needed.
Yeah. Okay.
Join the glorious evolution.
Only need one eye to hit my mark. Let's go, amigos!
Name's Horn. No further pleasantries needed.
Yeah. Okay.
Join the glorious.
Ace, just so you know, we're about to cast.
Oh.
Oh is right. All right, there you go, guys. Do your thing. We have draft, and we are ready to go.
All right.
I'll let you do your thing.
Draft is loading up here. Looks like we're starting off with a blue ban. What is Neogen Nova going to ban? Hui's coming up first. They're hovering it, and it's a lock in. Jolly Rogers going to look to respond with a LeBlanc. Oh, changing it up last second to an Amumu. Targeting a little Crunk. He's been playing a lot of that Amumu lately. He's been doing a pretty good job. A Twitch coming out from Neogen Esports. Definitely a tough champion to play around. It's hard to keep track of him. If you make one mistake, it kind of spirals out of control. Considering the LeBlanc, and it looks like they're going to lock it in this time. Final ban of this first round from Neogen. Looks like they're hovering Nocturne, and it will be another ban targeting a jungler. And Jolly Rogers with their final ban. A lot of bans directed at players, and not much at meta so far.
What do you think could be a good first pick right here?
A Milio ban coming out targeting Synchrony. A first pick. It depends. This is a relatively new team, so we don't really know what their playstyle is going to be at. Looks like they're going to lock into Jinx early. Jinx, it's a hard one to do game one in most series, but if they have good coordination, they should be able to pop off with it. Kaisa going to be the answer. With the Kaisa, it looks like they're going to try to play something that's heavy dive to get on top of that Jinx, is what I would imagine. Maybe this could be followed up with an engage support, or maybe an Ahri or a Vi to try to lock down the Jinx.
I've returned, and I think that's a great idea. More engaged to get on the Jinx. Oh,
Get
there you go.
Sejuani. That's okay. That's a strong team fight engage tool. It's good at picks. They'll probably be looking for an engage support to go with that. And that should make it pretty hard for Jinx to play if they focus that lane. See what answers Neogen have. And a Vi coming out for Neogen instead.
They also want to go in, it seems.
It's not much protection for Jinx showing so far, so it may just be an additional threat, not one that they're focusing their whole team around from the looks of it. Which is still a fine way to play.
They'll use the Vi more defensive.
You could do that. It's similar to how some teams play Draven, and then just let the Draven kind of stack up, and just, you have to answer this or else it's a problem. There's a Braum. That's pretty good protection, but it's a blind pick.
And they left Rakan open.
Which, yeah, would be a really easy Rakan angle. And with a Sejuani and a Kaisa, I feel like that's just a great pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Let's see if they go with the Rel. The Rel's fine. I think Braum has an easier time into Rel. Rakan, I just feel like would have been chef's kiss so far.
that would have been easy. That is just like, what do they do? What's the answer?
Looks like a Camille ban targeting Void in the top lane. That makes sense. Camille's a very frustrating champion to play if you're playing any sort of carry champion. She can lock you down and push everyone else away. So don't blame them at all for wanting to get rid of that, especially with a Vi already showing.
And she's a terror in the side with Sejuani and Kaisa just showing. She could make amazing picks, and there's just nothing that Neogen would be able to do about it.
Mordekaiser's a great pick to get rid of since Red has R5. You can single out anyone and just make it really hard to play. An Ornn ban coming from Jolly Rogers.
Slam the Ornn ban. That's also a solid ban. Well, wait.
Final ban for Neogen. Looks like they're targeting top laners so far.
Which
the fun
makes
thing
sense.
the fun thing about having a new team like Nova is that we don't know what they play. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's all a mystery.
It's an entire mystery. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see what everyone pulls out. And I believe we're doing Fearless Draft.
I'm curious. I assume this will be the mid laner since they banned out 2 top laners. That Jolly Rogers here wants a top lane counter pick.
Well, they could have made it easier for him to blind pick by banning out there's 3 top laners that were banned in that phase. So maybe there's a Renekton blind that could come out here. It's good with Sejuani, Mel. So yeah, you're right. They are doing the top lane counter pick. Or Mel mid.
I don't really like the Mel pick in the game.
I don't love Mel here.
Like, sure, she can reflect Jinx and Brommel, but it doesn't really key into what they've been building so far.
Yeah. Without knowing anything about the mid laner, I feel like Mel can be exploited pretty easy. And a Kayle being hovered and locked in for Neogen.
Wow, that was
I
a
wonder if that's
quick
going to be
lock in.
Is that how's Kayle doing to Mel? Is that a Kayle mid?
I haven't seen the matchup too often since Kayle never comes mid anymore. I would imagine she has a really bad time, just like most matchups, until Kayle becomes ranged.
I feel like it's probably a Kayle mid since it'd be a blind pick instead, and that just sounds like a horrible idea in most cases. And an Alawi coming out from the top lane.
Alawi, okay.
What an interesting comp here. We have 2 hard scaling champions for Neogen. 1 lane dominant champion, and then a Vi that just likes to go in and engage. So the Braum is an interesting pick in addition to the other champions that they have. Let's see what Jolly Rogers answer with for top lane. It's going to be a Gnar.
Okay. Well,
Cuddle,
Jolly Rogers is all in.
Cuddle, how do you feel about the Gnar and Alawi matchup?
Gnar has to win the entire lane by level 6. If Alawi gets to 6 and just free farms up until that point, well, we all know what Alawi does at that point.
Takes over side lane and becomes an absolute menace.
Yeah, and with, Sejuani, Rel, Gnar, I'm sorry, this Alawi's going to be unkillable unless you get a Mel execute on her. It's gonna cause all 5 people up top.
Now, I will say the Braum pick does seem out of place, but I can also see it as we just needed something to protect the Jinx, and the Kayle and the Braum do that very well. And if they wanted to, when Vi goes in, Kayle could just ult her. So it came together. There's plenty of give and take with this comp.
I must say, looking at this draft, it looks like very solo queue-esque. However, if you have, if you pair everything correctly with a Vial, with a Kayle ult on top of it, just diving straight to that backline, when naturally, if you see a Vi ult in your backliner, you want to peel for said player, right? You can't get Vi off of Kaisa because you've got a Kayle ult. You can't kill her. Or if Alawi gets caught, ults in the middle of 5 people, you've got that Kayle ult. This is a very, very scary comp, but it's also very late game.
It also needs to get going. If it does, yeah, you're right. It's late game, and if it doesn't get going and they just let themselves get abused early, it's going to be rough to find any ground besides just giving and giving and giving.
The Mel pick is just not sitting well for me from the side of Jolly Rogers. Maybe he'll be able to prove me wrong. I just feel like when you have the tools like Sejuani and Rel and a Kaisa that wants to go in, if you just had something else that can provide more consistent damage or higher burst damage to really pick someone and then continue the fight, maybe an Ari. The Silas was banned out, but just something like that, or even a Victor, I think would do well in this comp. You have so much protection that you can match the scale and probably come out ahead on it. The Mel just, I don't know, the blind ping Mel is not working for me yet, but maybe I'll be a believer.
Yeah, maybe we'll get proven wrong. Who knows? I'm certainly interested to see how both teams play out with what they've picked. I am biased towards one side, but Jolly Rogers, even with the Mel, has a pretty scary all-in.
I do really think that if Jolly Rogers does go for like picks and side lanes and whatnot, like they need to happen very, very early. This Jinx has a lot of protection. The Alawi's got a lot of protection. Like it is something that Jolly Rogers needs to force this game to end very, very soon. Because I'm sorry, the Neogen draft just looks, it wins past 26 minutes.
Oh, 100%. It outscales hard. And past 26 minutes, you're right. That's when this comp will really come online with its protection and its counter engage and stopping their engage. Like, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really dependent on how both teams play the early game and how they transition into mid and late. If it gets to that point.
Yeah, I mean the hard part for Neogen here is, will we survive until the late game? Because if we can get to the late game, it should be pretty cut and dry. I'm not sure. The scaling difference is just wild on these two teams.
Oh, I agree 100%.
I think Crunk on the Vi should probably mostly just be looking for counter ganks and protecting his bot side from getting too far behind and his mid lane from getting too far behind. Viper is more than likely going to be a target of early ganks from the Sejuani Male and Mel. I feel like they're locked down together on a melee. Kale is going to be tough for him to play around if he's not careful.
Yeah, I don't see. I see some fights bot lane maybe, but Neogen might just be more passive considering they have that scaling champion and Braum. They just sitting there to keep each other alive. Whereas Jolly Rogers, they want to go in and they want to push the tempo. And then mid lane, you're right. That's just easy ganks if Viper doesn't play safe, which he might be forced to play a bit more aggressive because he will be getting poked out of this lane until 6.
Yeah. Maybe even a little bit after that. At least Kale has a little bit of built-in sustain with her kit. I really want to see Neogen here just taking good trades on objectives. Crunk hopefully playing to the opposite side of Sejuani when she's looking for an objective to try to sneak something out. Dragon stacking would be amazing for this Neogen team if they're able to get that. But I'd imagine that Sejuani's going to have most of the control over that for probably 15 minutes of this game.
I agree.
Alawi, though, is there. Alawi and Vi are their main lines of defense, I think, for this early game. If Void is able to get some kind of advantage in the top lane, then it might be a little difficult for Jolly Rogers to close out before Kale and Jinx are relevant. Also, one good team fight with Jinx can change the whole game, so
we'll we know that
see how they're able to play.
We've learned that well.
Yeah,
Jinx getting a couple shutdowns is scary.
I do believe this is a comp very out of this world for like genuine Neogen ideas. We've never played Alawi in a team comp. We've never played Kale in a team comp. So I feel like watching this mid lane and how this pans out, it'll be rather interesting, especially seeing as how Vuso, you play Mel. It's not often that I ever see you play Kale. It's not often I play Kale. I want to see how the level 16s match up against these two champions. Who, I guess, will blow up the other quicker, per se?
I feel once you're 16, it's just a matter of who gets it on it first. Kale can survive the burst from Mel with her ult, but if she gets locked down and is forced to ult in place, then she just kind of becomes a target. If she doesn't get the ult on Vi, doesn't get it on Jinx, then they just kind of fall apart. If Jolly Rogers could do a little feign engage, blow some serious ults, and then re-engage right after, they have the comp to do that. They don't have to go all in right away. They could just throw one or two abilities out to force something from Neogen and then go right in afterwards. So it's just a matter of how these players play it out.
Well, we've got 25 seconds left on this bacteria delay. We will just play. Oh, okay, we're not. It looks like we are loading in a game. The game told me no. So,
Yeah, no, we're going in right now.
yeah, apparently.
But on your point, Cuddle, I do really like how the personality of Nova is already showing, like you were talking about with those champion picks. It's going to be fun to see how they pilot these, and maybe we'll find some new inspiration behind these picks.
I'm excited for this. I really am. I am very hyped the fact that we've now got a second team under our name, and we've got a long history of friendship with these players. We can work with them. We can make sure everything's okay. We can see what they need help with. And if they ever do actually ask for help, we'll just send them Packy and let him do his thing.
Who knows?
Packy's
We might be asking them for help here soon. We'll have to see how this
Oh,
game
boy.
goes.
I love how the spectator is just 0%. It's awe.
Oh,
Also, that is a beautiful Kaisa skin. Not worth my money, but it's nice.
no, it is not. If you got it, well, good on you. I really wish you didn't, but you're a grown ass man. I can't stop you.
Oh, and we are in.
All right. I don't seem to be getting sound from your stream, Cuddle, just so you know. Let me check the main.
There you go. It should be working now.
There we go. It is working now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. Here we go. It looks like Neogen Nova is opening out through the bot lane. They're pinging the farthest bush of the lane. Standard opening from Jolly Rogers from the looks of it. Let's see if this Kaisa's AFK. They are going to be moving up. Synchrony taking the lead.
They do have a solid invade just with Braum alone, but I don't think they're level 1 warranted. They're strong enough to warrant this invade.
We see some immediate pings coming down from Jolly Rogers. They're getting vision on the blue side of Neogen. It doesn't look like we've answered with any wards ourselves, so this may put Crunk at a slight disadvantage, not knowing where the other jungler is starting so far.
Well, we could see some early wards come out during laning phase to try to get better vision on them. It kind of seems like they're aware that there's been a ward placed on blue side, but they can only assume and they can't know where because, well, they gave up that position. And this is unfortunate. He's starting right where they warded.
But the good news is he is matching the Sejuani, so he should be able to path down and bearing any weird jungle pathing from CCAT from Jolly Rogers, he should be able to just help protect his bot lane from any ideas that Sejuani might have.
Now, I'm no bot lane expert, so I don't really know how this bot lane matchup pairs up, but I can assume, as we're seeing, yep, they pushed level 2 right away. Oh,
Immediate
jeez.
Ignite coming down onto Honeybun. They do not get the stun proc on Rel. I don't think it really would have changed much of that fight. They're getting level 2 now. That should help a little bit. Voidcat getting pushed in just slightly. Nothing to worry about so far. And surprisingly, Viper's actually keeping up in CS pretty well so far. Just the first couple minion waves. Let's see if that keeps up. A little bit of
Which is
zoning
honestly
happening
good.
in the bot lane.
especially for the mid lane. If you're a melee character going into a ranged matchup, just being even in CS or even a little below, you're winning. That's a win for you. So I need to see this Mel put on a lot more pressure. She shouldn't be as scared of this Kale until she's 6. And they knew where the jungler started. They knew where Crunk started. So she should be playing much more aggressive than she is.
She even got a word down, not quite on the Raptors, but on the jungle entrance, so she can see if Crunk decides to gank her. But so far, it looks like it's just standard full clears from both junglers. We'll see what happens when they get to the bot scuttle. And Void, so far, doing a great job throwing out the test of spirit with Alawi, not connecting that time, but he's able to poke down Gnar and get some priority in the top lane. Bot lane is pushing in just a little bit now. Scuttle's up, Sejuani's on it. Crunk looked like he's coming in for an in-lane gank or just defending a potential gank from Sejuani, but unfortunately for him, Jolly Rogers do have that Tribush warded. He's pushing up anyway, and they're calling it off. Sejuani's going to cross over mid. I think he's just outside of range of Viper right now, so Crunk may not know that he's going to get double scuttled here immediately. There's some pings coming down, so it looks like he does.
And something I've noticed already, and this may not be matchup dependent because I'm not familiar with every lane, but it kind of feels like a Neogen drafted 3 losing lanes. I just realized that. Oh.
Flash coming down onto Honey Bunch. He's still getting poked out, but able to stay under the tower. Synchree staying in front, trying to keep the pressure off of her. It looks like Reset's going to have to come down. She's going to lose a little bit of minions there. But on her life, oh, she's actually forced to stay. Let's see if Jolly Rogers try to push this advantage even more.
Well, I don't know if
Scary
staying is the right
situation.
call here.
Yeah,
I'd
she's
rather
doing
keep
it.
my life.
She looks like she might be doing it again. There's a cannon mini wave. She does cancel her recall again. And it looks like Jolly Rogers is backing off that wave and allowing her to completely finish the wave and get a reset.
So this just gives
That's
a tempo
really
advantage to
good
Jolly
news.
Rogers.
It is a tempo advantage to Jolly Rogers, but it's really good news for that Jinx.
That is true. They need to push that wave in, though, don't they?
It's kind of sitting near the middle of the lane. They don't really have a choice to push it in. If they had a not recalled, they would have just died there. It's not worth the risk. A good plant does see the rel, but Viper's walking up into the Sejuani. A flash that is not going to get him out of the situation. Crunk is coming in to try to defend, but Viper drops first blood to the Mel.
And that's what we were worried about right there.
Alawi and Gnar going out in the top lane. A flash come out for Alawi, and he is going to be able to get an advantage on the Gnar. Right, hitting 6.
Insane Lowy damage there. That felt pretty unexpected.
Alawi is definitely known to not be a fun champion to go against in lane, and you saw it there. Unfortunately, though, what Cuddle was saying is that Gnar needs to get an advantage before 6, and he died right at 6. So we'll see how Void can press this advantage. The first dragon is dropping to Jolly Roger. Let's see what we can do here. It looks like Swifties are coming out for Viper, first item.
In my opinion, I think that is a brilliant item. It lets you kite the Mel abilities more. Lets you kite the Mel abilities better, and it lets you get to lane faster and just all around CS in a better manner. I think movement is key. It is king, and it is completely underrated by some people.
Well, let's see how it pans out. Crunk has been sitting in this bottom lane bush looking for an in-lane gank that has not come yet. It looks like there is a ward on the middle bush that is wasting his time. So if he needs to swap over to a sweeper as soon as possible to try to make those plays. And now Sejuani, unfortunately, they know that Vi is no longer here, but she's just going to sweep out the wards before she looks elsewhere, hitting the plant just to make sure Vi did leave. And once again, Test of Spirit from Void is just causing Gnar to play a minigame he doesn't enjoy.
I don't think anybody just enjoy that mini game.
I'm not sure how you win that, to be honest, because you either
don't
sit there
play.
and dodge and don't farm, or you walk out of range and lose XP for just a few seconds. It's unfun. A slight gold advantage coming in for a Jolly Rogers, about 500 gold. and a dragon. The Void Grubs are coming up soon, and unfortunately, with the timing they got the dragon, I don't know if Nova is going to be able to match Jolly Rogers at this unless they misplay it. It looks like Rel is getting a recall in. See if she pass up that way. Kais is backing off respectively. It looks like pings are coming down, and Nova is there on the spawn. Now, Rel is moving towards the Void Grubs, and it looks like a collapse is coming in from Jolly Rogers. This could be a disaster. Mel has not started moving yet. There she is. Okay. The ult coming out from Sejuani. Void's going to throw down her own ult. Viper's going in. Crunk is going in. The KLR going down onto Void. They're kiting out. It looks like they're going to get out with their lives and one Void Grub.
Honestly, all things considered, I would consider that a win as long as they don't re-engage full-heartedly. Oh,
Cease and
Never mind,
desist coming
knocked
out
it out.
onto the Gnar. Test the Spirit coming out onto her as well. It looks like he will get out of there alive, though injured. The Void Grubs have not gone down yet. Viper is poking around onto the Mel, into the Rel. The root does miss Viper. Crunk goes in with a Vault Breaker, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to secure anything. Jinx has moved up for these Void Grubs as well. They should be able to secure it by Nova, but they will lose. They will lose a little bit of experience and gold on the Jinx unless she's able to make it back before that Kaisa pushes in.
but I will say that was an excellent play on the Jinx. She pushed in the wave and then roamed. She didn't try to stay too long if she was going to make this play, and she did bring the numbers, and that helped them secure this objective.
Overall, really good rotations from Nova. I also do like how a high CAD on Rel on Jolly Rogers was able to walk in and get some vision onto the jungle where they know is safer because they were doing the Void Grubs. So that should help them out in defending bot lane and this next dragon that should be spawning in a few minutes.
Of course, but now this Jinx is very vulnerable. Braum needs to get back down there ASAP. A huge wave's coming. They know Sejuani's clearing out a bot side. With a Rel, Kaisa, Sedge, this Jinx is as good as dead if she is not careful.
Synchrony is going to hit a blast cone to get over the wall. He did walk over a pink ward, but he made a good decision not to clear it so he could get down here in time to defend this massive wave that had piled up. Sejuani's pinging looked like she's going to do for an in-lane gank. We got a Mel TP over to the mid lane, and Crunk is nowhere to defend this.
He is on his way down,
Absolute-
but obviously he's going to be clearing his way, clearing his camp, so he's going to be
Yeah, the
distracted.
absolute. The ult from the Sejuani is not quite up yet, so they may be able to, if they just play safe for a little bit here. And Honeybutton's doing a great job playing respectfully, even though she sees the Rel playing so passively to try to bait her in. Oh, looks like it might be a flash Q. It misses from Honeybutton. Great job backstepping that. Synchrony is going to throw up the shield, and they see Sejuani on the ward
They
now and
know
are just
now.
going to play safe. That is
I
some
hope.
great respect coming in from Neogen. They do cancel the
Oh.
Sejuani base. Rel goes back in. The
Rel
Magnet
ult.
Storm is coming out, pulling Synchrony. Synchrony is able to throw down his Braum ult as well. Some poking coming out from Honeybun. Doesn't quite hit with the Jinx Zap.
Honestly, overall, I like that. It wasted Sejuani's time. It let Crunk farm his camps and catch up, and now Crunk's on the bot side ready to make a play if he needs to.
Yeah, and the Sejuani was able to get her recall in there. Going into Synchrony. Crunk's going with the Vault Breaker. There's a
Oh.
cease and desist onto the Kaisa. They're able to get the stun off. The barrier comes out. The ult comes out. They're able to get a reset on
Reset.
Jinx. Now they're going on to the Rel. It looks like they are going to get her too. That's 2 resets for Jinx. Sejuani gets out of there. They get the control ward. A teleport comes in from Viper. They're looking onto the Mel now. Crunk gets the divine intervention from Kale and lives the Mel ult. A rocket comes out. They're able to secure the kill onto Mel as well. And the dragon. What a great play from Nova.
That is huge. Honestly, I was a bit skeptical about the TP from Kale there for a moment, but I could see the vision. I saw they were fighting. He's like, I'm going to come here. I'm going to help him out. And it just transitioned beautifully because the Mel decided to respond to a play she did not need to respond to. And it worked
Well,
out
it's-
hugely in NGE's favor because of it.
Yeah, and Viper was able to get the divine intervention onto Crunk with that TP. He was there just in time to avoid the male ult that would have killed him. But that's actually, it's amazing that they were able to get that second dragon on such a scaling team that delays the soul for the enemy team by at least 5 minutes. But the better part is it's just giving them more time to scale into this game. They've already, with this team comp, have a 500 gold league to Nova now. Whereas just a few minutes ago it was to Jolly Rogers. Let's see if they can keep it up. Jinx is sitting comfortably with 2-0. It looks like a fight coming down in the top lane. Test the Spirit coming down onto the Sejuani. Void is continuing looking in. Crunk with the Vault Breaker. It doesn't look like it's going to connect. Mel is roaming up, but it looks like they're pulling away from Nova. It's a good job not overcommitting.
It's a good little bait and switch too. It's pull their attention here. It's like, hey, we're gonna fight. You gotta answer us. And the Mel comes to answer, and that gives Kale more time to farm. The more space this Kale gets to farm and this Jinx gets to farm, the better NGE is. The less pressure on these key champions is going to be huge in deciding the factor of this game.
I really like what Crunk's doing here. He sees this is Ronnie that is just hovering top lane, and he is just hovering as well for a counter gank. He is not forcing the fight any further than it needs to be forced. He's just there in case they pull the trigger, and that is exactly what they need to do in this game state. About a 20 CS difference coming down in the, or a 12 CS difference now coming down in the mid lane. Looks like Viper is able to secure some of those minions.
And again,
Everything's mostly even. Rel's going in. Magnastorm coming out. The Q coming out, but nothing really happening because anyone's under the tower. I'm not sure what Rel was looking at there.
I think the plan was to try to get the Jinx and the Magnastorm and have Kai'Sa jump in on her, but with the Braum just standing there, that doesn't seem like too wise a thing. He's just going to be a big wall for you. He can't do anything.
The only thing I can think of is maybe she was just trying to blow the Jinx cleanse before a Sejuani gank, because it looks like she's running down to the bot lane, making a little pit stop at Grom. Synchrony does go in. It looks like he's going to try to get the stun onto the Rel. They do. Glacial Fissure coming out, hitting both of them. Jinx is hitting the Rel. It might get a reset, but Sejuani gets there. She gets the Glacial Prison out onto the Braum. Looking for a reset. Jinx Rocket doesn't quite kill the Rel. They're able to secure the kill on the Jinx. Divine Intervention coming out onto the Braum. And Viper is going to escort Synchrony out of that fight. Very close from Nova, but not quite getting any kills there.
That is very unfortunate. She's so close to getting that reset on Jinx, and if she were able to get that kill on Rel, that fight turns on its head in a dime.
Yeah, I think if they were able to secure the kill, Honeybun would have been able to just run straight away from that fight. Potentially continue fighting while Viper was there, but it was really close nonetheless. I don't blame anyone for trying to look for that.
Oh, 100%. We do have one objective up on the map right now, and I wonder if the teams are going to fight for it or if they're going to just write it off as something they don't need. Because I know some people don't really care for Rift Herald. They don't think it's a very nice objective, but it opens up the map, so I don't know why some teams don't prioritize it as much.
It looks like there was some pings coming down onto the Rift Herald, and Viper and Crunk took a reset together as Sync respawned. They all seem to be heading that way. Void's checking it now. Some question mark pings from Jolly Rogers. They're not quite sure if they're there yet. They have no vision on this top side of the map. Nar is walking down. They've swapped their bot lane to mid, and Mel is keeping that bot lane. Looks like they are going to push off Nova from this objective. Jinx is already roaming up though. It's a potential 5v4 with Mel getting solo XP in the bot lane. She does have teleport to join the fight if she wants to. Void's stepping up a little bit, maybe looking for an engage.
But with this Narvar up, it's
Test
very
the Spirit.
similar
Nar
to the team.
going in.
Oh,
Looks like a Glacial Fissure is going to knock out most people. Cease and Desist coming out. They are going to get a kill onto the Kai'Sa. Void is hitting the Gnar. Looks like they're going to get a stun. That should be another reset for Jinx. Here comes another reset on the Rel, and they're going to chase down the Sejuani. Another kill for Viper. Mel, for some reason, TP'd to the top lane and caught the wave instead of pressuring the bot lane or helping the fight, and it looks like that is just going to be a clean sweep and an objective on the side of Neogen Nova.
amazing.
She didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a impeccably played. Yeah, that was an impeccably played fight on the side of Neogen Nova. Void was able to get in there with the Leap of Faith and do a ton of damage and healing onto pretty much everyone. That was a tunneled fight in a small space, which is not at all where Jolly Rogers wants to fight in Malawi. But they take the fight anyway. It doesn't go in their favor. It looks like they're going to try to push Viper off with the spot side, but they're already meeting there for the objective. Crunk's in the area. Cease and Desist is not up. Sejuani's going to try to push him out. Synchrony throwing up that shield. Vault Breaker coming out. It's going to force a Kai'Sa flash. They're just chasing out here. There's a Rel engage. Oh, the Glacial Prison goes wide. Just a lot of scrappy fighting so far. It looks like Kai'Sa's going to ult in onto the back line. Viper with the Divine Intervention on himself, looking so Sejuani is going to get the kill on Sejuani and the Rel, and it looks like it might be a triple kill. Jinx is going to be able to clean up the Mel, and Mel is going to ult and clean up Viper. They're still fighting here with the Kai'Sa. Let's see if they're able to lock her down. A lot of damage coming out on her. Narbar is almost raised. A flash auto a minion for the Honey Bun, but the Zap and the Glacial Fissure is going to be able to secure the kill on the Kai'Sa. Void TP's in after the fight is already over. Gnar gets his Gnar bar completely filled when it doesn't matter anymore, and the dragon should be secured by Neogen Nova.
What a scrappy game. I love it. Neogen now knows that they've hit some power points and that they can indeed take fights, and they can just start brawling for these things because they know now that they are stronger than Jolly Rogers, and they're fully taking advantage of it around these objectives.
Now this is a hard spot from Jolly Rogers to play in. They're against a very scaly comp, and they're already down about almost 4K here. It's going to be hard. I think they need to play around a pick with just the Sejuani on the side lanes, because the side lanes are the strongest part. As you can see right now, we have Kayle and Alawi both wailing on the outside towers. Kayle is able to get the one in the top lane. The one in the bot lane is soon to follow from Void. I'm not sure that Gnar can match. Sejuani is looking for Viper in the top. He does sidestep the Q. Looks like they're just going to fight it out, and I think a Divine Intervention, actually, and an ult coming from Mel. Viper does get the kill onto Mel. Sejuani's going to look to secure it back. Jinx Rocket goes wide. There's a Blast Cone there. Looks like he's going to get it. And Sejuani is still looking for it. Is going to clean it up. Good plays all around for Viper, trading 1 for 1 and getting in tower.
Now, well, you could argue the case for Merc Treads. I do think just with Kayle, as I and Cuddle have reiterated, that movement is just going to be so important. Because it just lets you avoid these key skill shots, lets you kite just that little bit longer, and lets you get to lane just a little bit faster, and everything it adds up over the course of the game.
I'm curious to see what Neogen Nova is going to do with this Anakin spawning. It looks like Viper is opening out into the mid lane. The Sejuani is already there hovering, and Mel is going to the top. There is a TP coming up on the Mel, but no TP is available on the side of Neogen Nova. So I'm assuming by the way that they're pathing, they're going to try to look to maybe get a pick or set up the Anakin first before they go to normal lane assignments. But the Glacial Fissure coming out, catching the Kai'Sa, barrier coming out on the Kai'Sa, Vault Breaker into a cease and desist onto the Kai'Sa as well, and not quite dead. The Jinx Rocket goes wide. They are able to get the reset. They're looking at, Viper's looking at Sejuani as well. Not much to go. Vault Breaker coming out. They do get a kill on the Sejuani. And just like that, Neogen Nova takes another lead and priority onto that Anakin without much threat of them getting wiped from the resistance shred.
Now, you know a team's in a rough spot when their whole identity is we're going in, and that identity is flipped on its head, and now the team that wants you to go into them is going into you. You know you're in a rough spot.
Yeah, it's really hard for Kai'Sa to do much of anything there. She ulted away, she flashed away, she barriered, and there was no getting away from that team. Really well played by Neogen Nova. They do get the bot lane Rift Trail coming out. Looks like, oh, Void is driving this in. This might be an overextension from Void, though. The rest of his team is recalling. The Rel does try to lock him up. Flash comes out. Spirit Test will miss. Gnar becomes Mega Gnar. Viper stays to cover him. It looks like they are going to... There's Divine Intervention going down. Flash coming out from the Gnar to get away. Void is just being a nuisance here. Vault Breaker comes out, and they get another kill on the back of this. It looks like they're going to get Gnar as well, and then this is another free tower from Neogen Nova. Man. Wow. 2 dragons up.
This is their debut game, and they are already playing with such synchronization. Like it's incredible.
That was good. I think Void got bailed out a little bit there by his team, but it was a really good play from Crunk and Viper to stay and secure 2 more kills in another tower. They're up 4 towers to 0 right now, and the pings are coming out from Jolly Rogers saying we need to get these standing gold that's still on the map on the outer towers. Sejuani is actually going to take and push the top lane here.
Now, while I do think Neogen's position is incredible right now. They do have to be wary of those kind of overextensions that Void just did. They do have some massive shutdowns on these key carries that if they're caught out of position, that's a lot of gold over, and that could even up the game in an instant. And then it's turned on your head once more, and now you're the team getting mollywopped, and what are you going to do?
We are sitting at a 9k gold lead, just about, maybe 8.5. Already for Neogen Nova, 23 minutes into this game. Sejuani sitting top. Looks like she's going to recall here. A dragon is coming up in the next minute or so. I'm not sure how Jolly Rogers fights this dragon. It looks like Nova is already in position. They're going to go catch this mid-wave, and Dragon's going to come spawn in the next 12 seconds. Crunk is sitting there just waiting for the Kaisa to step out of position.
Now, I know I said it in draft that their only key way, Jolly Roger, is to really ensure, especially now that they're so far behind one team fight, is they need to feign and engage. They need to look like they're going in hard, blow some key summoners, some key ults, to pull away and then go right back in once everything's down. And that, I feel like that's their only way back in. Or find a pick from someone.
King's coming down to the mid lane there. Vault Breaker into cease and desist onto the Mel. The Mel doesn't get the reflect in. Glacial Frizzen comes out, and Rel is going to go with a counter engage. Krunk still going in. Divine Intervention on top of himself. And they are going to clean up the Mel and the Rel. A flash coming in for Synchrony to tag the Sejuani. It doesn't look like they have the means to get the stun. Maybe they do. They do get the stun. Let's see if they can finish that kill. They're taking a lot of tower shots for it. It looks like they should just be able to push in this mid wave. So Jolly Rogers dropped that dragon to try to get a pick onto Void, but Void, knowing he's the only play if they don't go for that dragon, backed off, which led Jolly Rogers to try to go back into the mid lane to keep control of it, and that's where the fight happened. So really heads up play from Void, really good map knowledge, knowing that he was the only target there that Jolly Rogers could go for, not giving them anything, and then allowing his team to collapse onto Jolly Rogers when they go back into the mid lane. Baron looks like it is coming up, so hopefully Nova just comes out, sets up that objective, and gets a good fight or a good objective, and is able to push it down.
I agree. All they have to do is maintain strong vision control, keep an eye on where everybody is, and then slowly close in. They don't even need to start the Baron. They just need to threaten it over and over and over. And eventually, Jolly Rogers is going to have to respond, because if they don't respond and they give this team Baron, they can consider the game as well as over.
My goodness, this KL is hurting. That was just about 2 autos that took 25% of that Nar's life. And Honeybun just testing the bot lane, sidestepping the stun, and the cease and desist and we got some spoilers. Cease and desist and a Vault Breaker coming in for the Kaisa. They don't quite think of the kill. Void's there though. Leap of Faith coming down. They're gonna fight. And it looks like he's healing up. Nothing much coming from that.
But look at the
But they do
damage
push them
that
off.
E did on Bucket. Look at the damage that E did on Sejuani. She had no way to stop that.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing you can do. Even just running out of the area is how much damage. Like that time period is how much damage you got onto her. They are going to turn right here onto the Baron. I think they kill it so fast that there's nothing Jolly Rogers can do, and they're not even going to go try to contest it. This game state is almost impossible for Jolly Rogers to play, I think. Even if you get a massive pick or chain CC onto the Jinx, there's a divine intervention on top of her, and that's not even the main target you have to worry about. This Kayle is so far ahead and so scaled now that she's gonna blow up your team if you go onto the Jinx. And if you get somehow the Kayle and the Jinx, I don't see any way you can kill the Alawi in these team fights. There's no heal cut on the side of Jolly Rogers. This Alawi is so accelerated that she is a problem within herself. And on top of everything that you have to worry about, all the threats on Neogen, we still have a Crunk that's going to cease and desist the backline, just like now on Kaisa, and get a kill, a reset on Jinx, and then there's a kill on Rel. Magnustor coming out, not doing nothing. Solo Bolo in the top lane from Alawi. It looks like they're going to pick the Glacial Fission coming out, Glacial Prison coming out from Alawi, from Sejuani and from Braum. They're trying to get a pill. Rocket comes out from Jinx. There's the kill. Viper is just mercilessly shoving the bot lane too.
I think at this point, if you're Jolly Rogers, you just accept your losses, realize the game is over, clear your headspace, and be like, all right, this game didn't go so well. What can we do in the next game?
And I think the answer is you can't blind Mel. I hate to say it, but it gave Viper this free Kale matchup that he was just able to farm and not worry about.
See,
And
that's
they
the thing though, is Mel should have been a bully the Kale lane. They should have brought Sejuani and Rel and Mel all onto this Kale constantly from level 2 onwards to just absolutely punish this Kale.
There we go. 28 minutes and 5 seconds is going to be the time of the game. A 23-5 kill advantage and a win for Neogen Nova. That's game 1. We have 2 more games in the scrim to go. It's Fearless Draft, and we'll see how the rest of these games play out. But I believe we're going to take a short intermission while we wait for the next game to get set up.
All right, so guys, we currently have a very, very awkward situation that doesn't happen often. Unfortunately, Jolly Roger's top laner got smacked by Void so bad that he is quitting, quote unquote. And I
Um,
don't really know how to take this, but I don't know. Yeah, needless to say, Void top diffed him, and now he doesn't want to come back for game 2.
interesting. Okay.
Well, all right.
Let's. Big Daddy came
Like-
out swinging. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we can still play some flex or something if the boys are up for it. If you don't mind, just a brief intermission while we figure out this.
Yeah,
so we can still get a stream going here, because
yeah,
yeah,
I
okay.
will go back to doing our own thing. Everyone enjoy. Go get yourselves a drink. Go use the washroom. Go grab dinner. Whatever it may be. We're gonna be right back again. Hopefully not for long. And yeah, turn on music. Do your thing, and we'll be back.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I understand it's just Spotify here right now, and we are on the Be Right Back, but we do have some flex games coming our way. We will get into those as soon as they are ready. Until then, enjoy the music. Okay, we've got it open. Everything's loaded in. Well, we're at 0%. But we are looking at Flex Queue for Neogen Nova. We are still back with your casters of Vuso and Prophet. They're going to do their thing and enjoy.
Well, an interesting development into our plans for the night. Obviously, we were planning on and preferring to do a 3-block fearless draft or fearless scrim, but we will not get the same thing as the top laner from Jolly Rogers has quit his team thanks to the punishment Void gave him. So awkward situation and unplanned situation comes with improvision. So we're Crunk just put in the chat that they are still treating it as a fearless block, which is going to be great. Obviously, the enemy team will not hold that same standard. We already have a Kaisa coming out. A lot of this game, let's see, we have some more scaling going down with Viper in the mid lane on the rise. Not the most scaling I see on the enemy team, we'll call them not so Jolly Rogers, is the Nasus and the Rengar. If he gets a snowball, it could be really difficult to play this game.
But Rengar
let's
being an
see.
assassin, if he gets behind, he's virtually not a champion.
Yes, unable to download spectator data. Game will now exit. Love that for us.
Wow, amazing.
Let's see if we can reconnect.
Maybe it was a remake or something?
No,
Maybe
no,
it was a
they're still in
remake.
game. That's just yeah, my apologies. Riot's just having a blast apparently.
That's not your fault. That's Riot's
There we
fault.
go. Come on.
We apologize for the technical difficulties.
Also, just throwing it out there, I'm shocked neither one of you noticed this. They're a full AD team.
They are. We were going over. We were just starting to
Yeah, we're getting there.
navigate the team comps.
Okay, we actually got a game.
Awesome. I mean, we could just leave it here. We don't have to catch up to real time or anything. This is perfect. Okay, so yes, full AD team coming out from the not so Jolly Rogers. We are seeing Neogen on the red side here. It looks like they're moving to do a standard 5-point potentially. Mumu is not following that rule. Rise is moving now as well. They may try to do a cover on the bot side in case they're counter invade with a Morgana. That does make sense. Crunk is actually just walking into the pixel bush. They're gonna see him. They're throwing out the binding. Crunk's gonna stand there and wonder how he got here. The ward does not go down.
Decisions.
And once again, Rengar is moving in to get ward down onto the jungle of Neogen. So this is the second game in a row we've seen a failed or at least not very profitable engage or invade early game that leads to a small advantage for the other team. But this time, Rengar is actually just sitting in the bush by the red buff. We'll see what happens there. Viper is doing great by just trying to check it out, but I don't think he's gonna find him in time. It's gonna be interesting to see how Crunk adapts here. Maybe he's gonna sniff it out and invade and go for the red. I think the more likely scenario, since they have no idea that Rengar is there, is that he's just gonna walk up and be sad. But that fits with a Mumu.
Yeah, and you know what? And thematic is thematic. We appreciate it.
Kaisa and Morgana trying to be a little cheeky there. A ward does come down into that far bush to stop the Morgana from staying there and maybe getting a cheeky binding. A TP from Ezreal already coming into the mid lane. I didn't really see. Was he AFK?
He was AFK. He had reconnected and he had no choice but the TP, or otherwise he would be even further behind than he already is.
And that is great for Rise. A binding coming onto the Syncree in the bot lane, so we'll see him next game moving. And a Mumu just now. Looks like Rengar is clearing towards the top side of Crunk's jungle, so he can just walk. Oh, actually, Void's going aggressive here. Will Rengar take the advantage? He does not. A little fight coming out. The Void did not connect with that E, it looks like, from the minimap. Syncree is very low. Binding coming down. A cleanse coming out from Honeybun. It looks like they're able to stabilize a little bit there. Crunk is clearing his raptors, and he's going to see here in the next 5 seconds or so that he doesn't have any more jungle. And we'll see how he reacts there. Sad. Yeah, and Ringer is going to have this full side to clear. And Void is doing a good job so far. He's denied almost a full wave so far into the Nasus. Honeybud is going into the
Oh.
Kai'Sa. They're going to get a kill with Emilio.
They might get a
Flash
second.
coming out. Oh, it looks like he might die. Oh, Triumph comes
get out.
through. Not
Ah.
quite. Can't get out of the pool from the Morgana and does die. But that is a 2-for-1 for Neogen. A bandage toss coming out from Krunk does not connect to the Ezreal. He's going to run down. Ringer is going to be in the bot side of his jungle. There's not a ton for Krunk to do here. We're going to have to see how that plays out. He looks like he is trying to invade the red side, but it's a very dangerous area. There's a ward coming down on the Raptors. Maybe he's just going to try to get the Scuttles. That would probably be his safest play.
So during that bot lane 2v2 skirmish there, Kai'Sa didn't hit a single button when it came to his summoner spell.
Yeah, she saved the bear and the flash for next game. It looks like Krunk is pinging to invade the Rengar solo, but he looks like he gets called back in towards the Ezreal. Void's going to go in trying to get a kill on the Nasus. He's about one auto attack away, does not get it. A bandage shot does land on the Ezreal. Ezreal does look like he's able to get out though. Krunk takes a tower shot for his trouble and goes to the top lane scuttle. Rengar is pathing down. It looks like we're being aggressive on the bot lane. A root coming down onto anybody. No cleanse, no flash available. Rengar is on the other side of the wall. Ebola comes down, hits Honeybun, slows her. She's doing a good job trying to kite. There's a Emilio kick. Oh, and a binding lands on Honeybun again. They're trying to turn it onto the Kai'Sa. Flash Q coming out from Rengar. He's going to get a kill, and Morgana secures the other one. Feat of Warfare for the not-so-Jolly Rogers.
Their health bars were so low. It was hard. I can see the decision making. It's so hard to just know who to go on. You just...
Flash bandage touch coming in from Krunk. They're hitting the Nasus. No sums available. Can he secure the second bandage? Doesn't look like they're going to go for it. Good job pushing him off. They should. Krunk, I think, should have pushed that wave in with him and then maybe look for a dive just to deny Nasus all of this. But it's very risky. Maybe that's not the play. Nasus already healing up. A flash E from Void. It looks like he is going to get the top diff here. He gets the kill. Oh, but a trade from the cursed ground there.
This is so good for Void if you think about it. Wait. Is this a Doran experience? Oh.
Oh no.
This is
healing from
yeah.
the jungle.
This is really good for Void because he just denied that whole wave. It is now slow pushing back in his direction. He has complete top priority. I think it's in a good setup, whether it was planned or not. I still like it.
It's fine. I'm worried about Krunk. He is a full clear down on the Rengar. Rengar is level 5. I'm not sure how close Krunk is to level 5. He shouldn't be close. Yep. So he's almost a full level away from level 5. That Rengar has a real big opportunity here to try to push his advantage and start snowballing this game. Another binding coming down onto the Milio. I think Neogen's going to be really happy when they have the Milio ult. Another E coming out onto the Nasus. A little bit of a fist fight. Nasus is just standing there and fighting though. They're trying to secure a dragon on the side of Neogen. I think they will get this just because Rengar's on the other side. An ult comes out from the Urgot. It is going to whiff. Rengar is sniffing around the area. Another E coming out. Dragon secured on the side of Neogen. Ult comes out from Nasus. Not much else happens there. Rengar invading Krunk's jungle again. He is going to find him this time, but he's going to be one, maybe almost 2 levels down. And the Raptors are gone. Rengar knows that Amumu's there. Amumu knows that Rengar's there. It is a game of cat and mummy. Rise is walking up.
How are you not a father, dude?
It looks like they do. A Rise ult coming up. They thought that Void was about to be dove over the Rengar. Looks like Rengar is just stealthily sneaking away. He's going to see them even crossing down. Oh my goodness, this is a crazy game of hide and seek.
And Rengar is winning.
Oh, he is going to get found right now, but he's 2 levels up on Krunk. Krunk just needs to secure his red buff as possible. And Viper is just pushing Rengar out of his jungle with a laser pointer, trying to distract him.
Very fitting skin for that.
Honestly, how is
Let's see.
Prophet not a father?
Yes, I am not a father.
What
How
was
did
that
come
tower
up?
aggro?
Okay, Ezreal getting aggressive here on the Viper. Viper throwing some damage back, and Phase Rush is going to make him sprint out. There is a trade of flashes from the mid laners. That's going to put Viper at a huge disadvantage against this Rengar. Rengar is level 6 now. Crunk is still level 5. 8 minutes into this game, Void's going aggressive onto the Nasus. The Nasus has the ult ready. It looks like Melia is going to spot out Rengar. Oh, Viper, can he dodge the Q? Not quite. And it looks like they were able to push Rengar off of the Void Groves. Void is trying to fight Nasus, misses the E, and that looks like it's going to spell a death for him. That should be complete prio on the side of Not So Jolly Rogers, taking the Void Grubs here. Crunk just going to go down. Honestly, they need to give that in any circumstance. If Crunk still does not have his ultimate available, he just needs to power farm. He has the Faded Ashes. He can clear these camps relatively quickly and get caught back up in experience. And then they can look for a play around that afterwards. It's just not worth taking it a fight before then. Void also getting a little too aggressive on the top lane and giving a free kill and a push to the Nasus. Crunk can't really punish Nasus for playing aggressively because he's so far behind. It's kind of a tough spot for Neogen here. They're already 2k down in 9 minutes.
I think they have the means to recover it, though. They have a good late game pick team and team fight, so it should be okay as long as they don't continue to bleed out.
I'm not sure how this Urgot matchup is going to go now that he's been solo killed by the Nasus. I feel like that hurts your confidence a little bit going into a champion like Nasus, that he's already potentially outscaled you. Maybe there's like an item buff, because Campfire coming down, increasing the range, allowing Honeybun to push out this Kai'Sa from a little bit of the farm in the lane. I think it's another situation where this Ryze just needs to scale up, and then they can play some good team fights and target focus with the Urgot and the Mumu, and maybe try to get an advantage back that way. Ryze is just continuing to be aggressive.
Hey, I'd like to give a shout out, Blue Nova. Thank you for the follow.
You know, for being solo killed, Void seems to still be playing with absolute aggression in mind. He is killing it, and he's not afraid. I'm glad for him.
I don't know if Urgot can feel fear.
Well, maybe it was in one of his other legs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was my ulti called again? Fear Beyond Death?
Yeah, fear beyond death. I think fear is stored in the legs, guys.
Yeah.
That's what we're learning.
Oh, so he has a lot of fear.
Well, maybe it's the human legs, you know?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Looks like some pings coming down to the dragon. Rengar is moving down. It might be a little bit scary to try to start this. TP available for Void and Nasus. There's pings coming down. They know he's doing it. Rengar shoving the mid lane. Viper's going to try to match him. Mumu is just sitting on the dragon with his bot lane. It looks like Ezreal, Kai'Sa, and Morgana are going to be there. Rengar's coming down. He's already popped the ult. Viper is ulting into the fight. Crunk kind of goes in with a bandage touch. Arrow comes down. Looks like Rengar is going to jump in onto the Melio and onto Crunk. They do get the kill on Crunk. They trade the kill on Kai'Sa.
Well, that was a
lot
lot
of
of
pressure from the
chaos.
dragon. Yeah, a lot of pressure from the dragon's gone. Void is trying to get a fight here. Fury of the Sands is available for Nasus. Fear Beyond Death is available for Urgot. They look like they're trying to chase down the Rengar. Rengar might jump back onto the Ryze here, but they're pretty low. It'd be hard for them to fight this. It's a ward. There you go. Ward comes down. They're able to slow the Rengar. A flash comes out from Rengar. That's probably as best as they're going to get there. Good job trying to get a little bit extra from Neogen having to drop the dragon. Nasus, man, what do you do against this champion? It's just, oh, there's an E, there's a Fear Beyond Death. Ward's trying Fury of the Sands, but what do you do? He just heals up with every attack that he has. I'm not sure if that's what you would expect from this matchup at this point? Cuddle, do you have any insight?
No, we're kind of waiting on that Black Cleaver power spike, in which we have now, but Void's got to be a little bit more cautious about the 1v1s. Nasus is just hard to kill, especially having, what is this? He's got Fleet, he's got Second Wind, he's got Unflinching. It's going to take a lot.
There's no other objectives on the map right now. Crunk is pathing up. We're expecting that Nasus to TP back into lane here. There's no ultimates available for either side of the top laners, and Crunk could be there if they try to fight. It looks like maybe Void is hard pushing in. Yeah, Nasus chose not to TP here. Oh, there it is. It's coming out now. I think at this point, Void maybe just needs to call Crunk and say, hey, man, this Nasus is stat checking me, but he's an easy kill if we have just a little bit more. So you can farm him a little bit, get him moving back into the game. He's already 30 CS down, so anything you can get him is going to help. And there it is. Nasus just walking into the Urgot continuously here. The Wither coming down. I mean, what do you do? There's a ping from Rengar saying he's on the way. They're going to see him on the ward here in just a second. They should know. Crunk is looking on Ezreal. There's a flash from Viper, an arcane shit, or no, a flash from Ezreal as well. Trying to get a pick. Crunk looking for a bandage toss. There's the arcane shift. They're running into the bot lane though. This Ezreal should have nowhere to go. There's a kick from Emilio that goes wide. There's our bandage toss that connects, and Ryze gets the kill on Ezreal. That is good to rise up 2-0. Honeybun pushing the advantage onto the Morgana, but Void in danger here in the top lane. Rengar's jumping on him. Tower damage is huge though, not quite enough. It looks like it was an error coming out, hitting the Rengar, just stopping a recall, nothing crazy. Crunk's trying to get an advantage, but there's nothing really defined. Maybe he put a ward down in his jungle. Crunk does have the Curse of the Sad Mummy available if he wants to go for a crazy play in the bot lane here. They don't have a ward until you get into the lane, or the lane bush there. It looks like they are considering it. They are going to go for it. Oh, the bandage toss does connect. They are going to Curse the Side Mummy the Morgana. The spell shield comes out. The Morgana ult comes out. There's a True Shot Barrage. Honeybun's taking the tower and gets killed by it. Barrier comes out for Kai'Sa, and they are going to clean up the Ashe without much worry.
I think there's a little bit of a disconnect on what target to go on there. It seemed Honeybun was going on the Kai'Sa while everybody else was going on to Morgana. I feel like if she would have just sacked the Kai'Sa damage and went on the Morgana, they would have at least come out with 1-for-1 at the very minimum.
Yeah, it's just hard because the only way that Honeybun can get into that fight is by tanking the tower. No one else was in range to even try to do it. I think maybe after the bandage toss on the Morgana, you just take the damage that you're getting on her, let Honeybun get the wave in a little bit more, and then try to go for a better dive onto the Kai'Sa. If you're going to commit to it, or you just need to call it off right there, because they just don't have the Honeybun's not in a position to be able to do anything. Amelia's not going to provide you the damage.
It's an overall tough position. Maybe they should have just feigned it, not actually went for the dive, got some other control over the bot side.
And this gold lead is growing here. We're already at 4K at 16 minutes now. Rengar is ulting into the Ryze here. It looks like he is going to connect with him. No flash available for Viper. He's going to try to get the phase rush proc. It looks like he's doing a ton of damage to that Rengar. He does connect and get the kill. Bandage Toss coming into the Ezreal, connects. Crunk is going to try to get to kill him. It looks like they are going to get another kill onto the Kai'Sa. Crunk secures the kill on Ezreal. This is exactly what they needed. Nova to try to get back into this game. Ward's going to try, the only lane that hasn't gotten a kill yet, he's going to try to get one himself. Crunk's pushing that mid lane in. That was a wonderful play from Viper and from Crunk to take advantage of that that overextension there from Not So Jolly Rogers. Wow.
That was a very impressive set of skill making, like decision making to decide. Oh dear.
This Nasus is a problem. It looks like Viper is collapsing with Crunk though to try to help out here. The Fury of the Sands is down now. Crunk's in danger though. There it is. A flash coming out of Mitch Bandage Toss. You just need Viper to do the damage, but there's another stack plus 12 for the Nasus. This guy is a problem. 6-1.
I wanted to mention how Viper's decision making was absolutely amazing. To just decide to go in instead of bail out, and that's
maybe you can get a. No, you can't. This is a rough spot.
He got it the first time, but he couldn't get it the second time.
I think the idea is good. Crunk just is went a little overzealous. Needed Viper to be a little bit closer before he tries to engage on that Nasus, because that Nasus can just eat him alive. Nasus still almost full health. He has the blue buff. He doesn't have to worry about mana. He's just gonna stat check Void here again. There's the Rengar jumping on him. There's no flash available. There's nothing Void can do but die. It looks like they're trying to get a kill in the bot lane. They do secure it on the Kai'Sa. That's great, but this Nasus is 7-1, taking the tier 2 at 18 minutes into the game. Crunk going with a bandage toss on the Morgana. Curse to the side, Mummy coming down, and kick from Emilio. The Black Shield comes down. Morgana Root comes down. It looks like they should still secure this kill. Ezreal gets the mid tower. Morgana flashes out though, and now they don't look like they're going to be able to get it after all, but they are turning to Dragon. 2 dragons is great, but here comes Rengar. His ultimate is available again. He is going to proc it. He might be able to blow up Honeybun here. He goes for it with a beautiful kick from Emilio. It looks like they are able to knock him out. A red ward is going to stop him from engaging again. Ezreal still pushing this tier 2. Flash out from Rengar. They're trying to slow him. The Rise is going to slow him again. A lot of damage coming from this Rise. Oh, and here we are again with the Nasus just barreling down. They did get a good kill onto the Rengar. We have to fix something with this Nasus. I don't know how to fix this situation.
I think the answer is you need to pick him. He's playing super aggressive. He's already playing up to the tier 2s. You still have plenty of control with your tier 1 mid. That your jungle shouldn't be lost. You should be able to get vision, and you should be able to gank this Nasus. He is a raid boss, but he can only handle so much if they play it right.
Unfortunately, the Morgana has come into that top side of the map and placed a couple security wards for him. It's going to be hard to get to him while he stays in that top side. And I would say, normally, I would want Nasus for Not So Jolly Rogers to go to the bot side. A missed E from Void, a flash out. It looks like Nasus is just going to take the tier 3 tower, a kick back into the tower. That might lead them to a shutdown, but I don't know if we have the damage. He's 4 levels up. There's no arrow available anymore. A bind against Honey. Yeah, it's just, this Nasus is insane. I was gonna say, I think normally I would want the Nasus to go to the bot lane here to try to get that tier 2 that's freestanding, because it's just free gold for him. But he's stacking on Void and on all of these minions that he doesn't even have to. It's not that bad for Nasus. Crunk was looking for some sort of engage onto the Ezreal. He didn't see anything that he could do. It looks like they might be starting Anakin because they know that Ringer's on the top side. I don't think they have the damage for this right now. If
Also
they're
warded. They have plenty of time.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time for them to try to knock this down. There's pings coming down already. Viper is trying to push the Ezreal off. Honeybun and Synchrony are moving down to the Anakin. Viper gets a lot of chunk damage on Ezreal, but that Rengar is speeding down with his ultimate. Synchrony is alone. Honeybun's alone. Blown up from the Rengar. Curse to the side, Mummy on the move. Rengar steals the Anakin. They do get a kill onto the Rengar. There's an Urgot ult that does kill the Morgana. They look like they're going to kill the Kai'Sa as well here. It's all good. They get shutdowns. The gold lead is still 5k. Nasus is free pushing top. And they lost the Anakin on top of it. It's a hard spot for Neogen Nova right now.
This is a very rough spot to be in for Neogen Nova.
I think, Viper going for the dive on the Ezreal. Looks like he is going to get it. Maybe trades his life. He gets out of tower range and does not die there. A good kill, potentially on the Nasus. It's hard to get him down, but there they go. Goes to the Urgot. That is very good. They need to get him back into the game. That is great that they were able to secure that. So hopefully we get a little bit of breathing room. We have taken the goal down to 2.8 or 2.7k. Which is still a lot for 22 minutes, but it's not the 9k we were looking at.
Yeah.
We have 2 dragons on the side of Neogen Nova. I like the build that Viper has gone for so far. There's Rengar blowing up Honeybun. What do you do if you're Honeybun here? And a True Shot Barrage is going to kill Emilio as well. This is hard. Rengar is so good at picking people apart, picking teams apart this way, and Emilio just does not have the power to save Remy or Honeybun at any point now. It's just too much damage too fast. and there's no way for her to really get away from him. Kai'Sa's gonna meet Crunk in the jungle. There's no one there. Crunk's gonna flash on top of her with the Despair and a Curse of the Sad Mummy to clean it up. I don't love that he used his flash ult there with the dragon coming up, but I don't think that they were in much of a position to fight it anyway. Viper is looking for something on the Morgana. Nasus is right there too. They got to be careful. Morgana flash comes out. Viper is stuck. He gets the kill of Morgana, but he is rooted. Bandage tossed onto the Nasus is good. Do they have the damage though before this Ringar's here? Ringar's here now. They do kill and get out with the Viper Realm Warp. That is an amazing job. A kick from Emilio keeps Ringar at bay. They're looking onto him now. A flash comes out of Ringar. That was good. That was the best out of a bad situation, I think, from Neogen. Dragon is spawning now. That's going to put them at soul point if they're able to secure it.
It honestly looked like it could have went either way, and I'm genuinely surprised that NGE was able to pull a win out of that. It looks kind of hopeless for a moment. But I guess they've scaled. They've scaled.
Viper is looking pretty cracked so far here.
Yeah,
that Realm Warp.
He's killing it, man.
The Realm Warp, I think, was the difference maker of that fight. He was able to get himself and Void out of the Ringar damage as he was jumping with his ultimate at the nick of time and still secure the kill on the Nasus, which is amazing. They do secure the dragon just barely. Looks like Rise is going to go down to the Kai'Sa. Urgot gets a kill on the Kai'Sa in return. Here goes Honeybun. There's nothing she can do.
No. So I actually peeked over and looked at Honeybun's death recap prior to that. She survived 0.04 seconds longer than last time. So I think it's getting better.
It's getting better. That's good.
That's
Sometimes this is the life of the ADC. She's died 6 times, and probably 4 of those it's instant from Ringar. This champion there's nothing to do there. Emilio he has no locket. He has nothing like that. He doesn't build anything like that. It looks like they're losing tier 3, which is not good. I think Crunk should have been there to try to defend. It looks like he's sitting to try to take out the Nasus, but without anyone there to help him, he might just get picked if he's seen. Okay, it looks like they're all going for Nasus immediately. Bandage toss coming down does connect. The Curse of the Sad Mummy coming out, they get him.
I feel that Nasus is pain right now. I've been in that man's shoes before.
What, so far?
Overextending without vision?
Far ahead?
Yeah, totally pushing up without vision. It is the top lane amazement. Your entire team will call, hey, you're the only play, and then I go, oh yeah, that sounds like the right idea, is to back up. As I walk away, there's 5 people walking at me, and I'm like, makes sense.
I was the only play.
I like the defensive wards that we're getting on Neogen Nova's side. I think they need to be pushed up just slightly to see maybe the entrances of the jungle, because if you may not see Rengar when he's there. He's probably already going to be in his ult. Void is pushing down the bot lane, maybe a little bit overextended, but the rest of Neogen is sitting on the top side of the map, maybe hoping to get the Baron if Rengar jumps onto the Urgot. A teleport comes down from the Nasus, which is going to make that whole play difficult. And Void has to be careful. Okay, he gets out. Game is slowed down a little bit. I don't think they have any idea where Ringar is right now. And it looks like he's hunting Honeybun. I think Honeybun's going to be dead here in the next second.
Here it comes.
Here it is right now.
And gone. Oh, wait.
Oh, an arrow and a flash out.
What a reaction.
Honeybun, can they get the pick on the Ringar now? He has no flash from before. A flash E from the Urgot is going to try to slow him down. A bandage toss comes out, barely misses,
And
but the
gone.
Fear Beyond Death is going to kill the Ringar. Now, a nice binding comes out onto the Emilio. He's going to be able to heal that up, though. They're looking for the Rise. Rise has Realm Warp available. There's a TP coming in from the Urgot onto the top lane. They're going to try to get this Nasus, too, and then maybe turn to the Baron after if they're able to. But that Wither is just so intense. It's so hard to do anything. We've wasted a lot of time, but there's still 30 seconds down for Urgot. What is the play here from Neogen Nova? Crunk's still fishing for something.
They can play around the Baron. They have the numbers. They have the damage. And look, Kai'Sa's already chunked out.
Good shielding from the Emilio. It looks like they are on the Baron. We can't quite see it yet. They turn back to the Nasus. True Shot Barrage chunks them.
Now I think
This
they're
is
getting
getting
baited out
really
by this
sketchy by the
Nasus.
second.
They're getting baited out by the Nasus. They're getting poked out by the Morgan, the Ezreal. They need to either have committed completely to the Baron or have bailed.
Yeah, this is
And
Viper looks like he's going to get a pick on the Kaisa. He does secure the pick and is able to get out. This is a good job from Viper. They're still 4v5, but that Rengar is back, and he's going to be able to make that a 4v4 after he jumps on Remy, who no longer, or Honeybun, who no longer has flash. It looks like Rengar is on the hunt. They may see Crunk here soon. He's playing respectfully. They're going to see Vision on Void here in just a second. They are pinging the Baron. There's no teleport from Ryze. There's no teleport from Urgot, who is on the bot side of the map right now. It looks like this should be a free Baron on the side of Not So Jolly Rogers. I think that's a little bit of a misplay from Neogen Nova.
So that's the issue is they spent all their resources getting control of the Baron pit, and then they decide we can't fight this anymore. They waited too long, and they back out, and that just gives them the perfect opportunity for Not So Jolly Rogers to come on in and take the Baron for themselves.
Unfortunately now, well, maybe this can work out. They have to be careful. That Nasus can just absolutely take this game. They can win the game right now if Neogen Nova tries to fight this dragon and loses. But it looks like the dragon is going to be coming up in the next 15 seconds. There is a potential for a 4v5. Ryze has TP available. Oh, but it'll be a 4v4 because Rengar has just flashed and murdered Honeybun yet again. I don't think she can be pushing up that mid lane alone. They should have deathballed to get Prio in mid lane. Viper, though, maybe soloing the Nasus, or maybe not. There's a lot of damage coming out there. Wither onto him. I don't even know if he can continue running away. Viper's still looking for something here. A lot of damage. Another Wither coming out. The healing from Nasus is just insane, though. Oh, it's not looking good. Viper with a flash. He's run out of minions, though. He does get the kill. Rengar is there. They also get the dragon on the other side. Okay, so now we're 3-2 on dragons. If Neogen can hold on, they might be able to get a soul, but it's a tough spot now. I don't know how they deal with the Nasus. They need some heal cut for sure.
I don't know how you can. Props to Viper for fighting the fight and taking him out in the end, but he needs some sort of heal cut. If anybody who's fighting the Nasus needs some sort of heal cut, because you saw that 400 health per Q. That is an insane amount of health. How are you going to push him out? He's just going to ignore you as he did.
Rengar is sitting in the top side of the map, no doubt just looking to kill Remy again or Honeybun again. Here he goes. He decided to pull it off because they didn't know where Mumu was.
Luckily, he is on boards. They do know that, hey, the cat's coming in, and he's going to do some damage.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's just going to be about a 30-second relief at this point in the game for Honeybun to not have to worry about that Rengar, and then he'll have ult again and can do the same thing. Crunk really needs to hit level 16 here, but how can he when all of his jungle is completely gone? Viper looks like he's trying to set up a Realm Warp. Rengar is on the other side of the map currently. It might be a good spot for it. Let's see if they pull the trigger here. They do. Realm Warp coming down. All three of them jumping on the Kaisa to get a pick. Flash, Curse of the Sad Mummy. Bandage Toss coming down to the Ezreal. Kaisa is running away with the Morgana shield. Bandage Toss does connect with the Morgana. They get a kick on that. Rengar's in the area. They spot him for a second. They don't connect. They don't try to go for him. He's just sprinting away. Rengar doing a circle here. Let's see. He's going to jump on Honeybun. There it is. Instantly killed. Nothing they can do. They lock him down after the kill. And it looks like Viper does secure it. They're chasing the Nasus. They lock him down with the Bandage Toss. Fury of the Sands comes out for the Nasus. And that Wither and just Siphoning Strike is just so much damage. They keep trying to lock him down. He gets the kill on the Mumu. The Sterix comes out. Maybe keep Void alive. It's very close. Flash comes out, but Nasus does get the double kill on the bot side from that gank. And that, it was a really good series of play that I think was just once again misplayed at the end after they got the advantage.
I think at that point they're just getting hit right now with the other team's wallets. Their big hitters are just walking around because they know they can without a worry.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard to know what to do there. You think that Urgot and Amumu would be able to handle the Nasus, but obviously they are not. It looks like, oh my gosh, Fury of the Sands is up again. Viper is once again looking for something here. Arrow comes down onto the Nasus. Teleport came in from the Ezreal. True Shot Barrage goes across. Kaisa is going to throw in a W. Viper is getting chunked here. He's their main source of damage. A Q half health Synchrony. Ult coming down from Melio. It's hard to find anything. Morgana's in the air. Hourglass comes down from Viper. A Void Seeker comes out. Bandage Toss forces a flash onto the Kaisa. Honeybun is running up. They're able to get a Bandage Toss and a beautiful Crystal side money from Crunk, who is able to secure 2 kills of that and a flash from Ezreal. They're still chasing the Kaisa. Another Bandage Toss barely misses. Let's see what we can do here now. Oh, there goes the Rengar jumping into the Honeybun. She does get to flash and live this time. Two Shot Barrage once again comes across. And let's see if we can get any sort of advantage here. It's a tough game, but they're fighting with everything they can.
You played AD carry, and I've played AD carry, and I know there's nothing more unfun than going against a fed Rengar while you are an AD carry. Even with the peel tools that they do have at their disposal, he can do what he did. He almost killed Honeybun, despite jumping into 5 people.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he had killed, it would have been a trade, but it just feels so bad for Honeybun to play this game with a Rengar like this. I think her next item may just have to be a Guardian Angel. At the very least, it discourages them from jumping in. Or she honestly can just get a Zona's Hourglass if she has the reflexes. It's not the best on Ashe, but it's up more often than a Guardian Angel would be. And if she can bait being jumped on, it might turn a fight. Now that dragon is spawning pretty soon. I don't think the Baron is spawning yet. They're trying to make a play on this Nasus, but they don't have vision on anyone else, and Void's not there yet. Oh, this is scary. Viper's moving up. They're going to see the Kaisa and the Ezreal. Arrow goes wide. I think they need to call off this play. Rengar's coming in with an ult. They're looking to try to engage back. True Shot Barrage comes out, and Rengar jumps in on Honeywell, but he gets instantly killed. That is great. They should be able to move down and get the 4th dragon, the Dragon Soul. Cloud Soul is one of the most influential souls in the game. Banish Toss from Crunk. Flash from Viper, half health to Kaisa. He's looking to try to get a kill. He does secure the kill. Crystal's High Mummy coming in for Crunk. They do get a kill of Morgana. Void is dashing in, but doesn't get anything. Realmort comes out. They are trying to extend the play and get more advantages here. Nasus is cut off in the middle, but he looks like he's going to get out through the passageway towards mid lane. They should just secure this dragon, then go for the Baron while the Rengar and Kaisa and Morgana is down. They need to be careful not to lose their base from the Nasus. There's pings coming down from Nasus. Jolly Roger is trying to get the Baron. Nasus looks like he's trying to push into the inhibitor, but they do a great job securing the Cloud Drake, and it looks like it's just a reset or a collapse on Nasus here. Nasus just brute forcing. Arrow hits onto the Nasus. Void is going to be able to go in, dash in. Bandage Toss connects. They're trying to get it. He does secure the inhibitor. They should be able to get a kill here on the Nasus. He's not dying yet. There's the death. Almost one-shots the tower. This is their opportunity. This is what Neogen needed. They have to be careful with these wave states because there is a teleport that's coming up on the side of Ezreal and a teleport that is available on the side of Nasus when he spawns. But if they can make a play onto the Baron now, they may have the advantage to push in and win the game.
What a back and forth scrappy game.
Viper is playing very aggressively. They don't know where the Rengar is yet. It looks like Rengar was looking for Void, but he just got caught in the passing as Void teleported in. They have to be really careful. There's some pings going down into the Nexus towers of Neogen. Rengar is sitting on a flank. Viper is just trying to zone out the rest of the members of Not So Jolly Rogers. Over here comes Rengar with an ult. He might one-shot Crunk here. It looks like he's looking for it. He gets in. Crunk secures the Baron. They get 2 kills from the side of Neogen. It looks like they're going to get this Morgana as well. He dies. Here comes the Ezreal. He's trying to get away. Arcane Shift over the wall. Realm Orb's coming in to try to cut him off, but he runs into Neogen's jungle. They have to be careful that this Ezreal doesn't split the wave. It looks like Crunk's going to try to hunt him down. They are pushing into the mid lane. Ezreal's going to TP out. Crunk does find him. Does he have a Bandage Toss? He does not have any more Bandage Toss. He's going to be able to get away and recall. Neogen's just going to try to get this mid lane tower. They have to be careful. There's a massive wave pushing on the bot side and teleport available for Nasus. They do have Baron buff, so if he tries to teleport in the game, they would be able to recall, but they might lose a lot for it. It looks like they're just brute forcing here mid, though.
They do have
Crunk does back to...
Yeah.
Crunk does back to take care of the mini wave. They're able to get the inhib tower. They should be able to brute force the inhib. A Viper with an accidental Zonias. Honeybun with an arrow coming out of the Ezreal. Flash E from Void. Doesn't quite connect. Fury of the Sands coming down, but this might be a dead Nasus, and it is. beautiful job for Neogen Nova. They're pushing forward. They're pushing as much as they can. Viper one-shots the Kaisa. Ringard jumps in on Void, doesn't quite kill him. Flash coming out for the Morgana, and they look like they're going to back off here. Crunk's doing a good job pushing the bot lane, but I don't think they can continue this push without risking death.
What
So they're going to take a
comeback from
reset here. A
NGE.
flash from Ezreal, an arcing shift to try to do a Mystic shot onto Void, but does not connect with it.
What a comeback from NG Nova. This is... They took some fights, they took some risks, and it paid off for them. Now, this
This has
Nasus
been-
and this Rengar are still a massive threat, but they have the tools to handle them now.
This has been a difficult game. They've been playing on the back foot majority of this game. They now have a 5k gold advantage, just about a 4.5k gold advantage. Viper is an absolute monster on this rise. It looks like they're going to get a tower for free here really quick. They do see the Rengar. Honey Bun is thankful for that, and they're just going to push in mid here. Maybe they're trying to just push in mid and make sure they have mid pushed up a lot and then they rotate to top lane. They're playing towards the bot side of the jungle, though. It's a little awkward. These the bot lane state.
They have
Viper
to be
needs to be
careful.
careful.
They're leaving Viper all alone on in a very easy to pick state while they push up this wave. He needs to just pay attention and.
Potential spoilers coming in. Oh, we can't see. It looks like Viper one-shot the Rengar just off screen. And they're able to get the Nasus too, and they're able to get the Kaisa. We're going to rewind a little bit here and see how that played out. They're taking the bot side jungle. They're doing a really good job. Viper, the W.
That's just the W damage. I was talking about
Yeah.
Nasus being a raid boss. Viper is a freaking raid
Kaisa
boss
coming
right now.
there. It hits a Void Seeker,
Oh
ults in.
my gosh.
Viper just one-shots the Rengar. Kaisa has to run for her life after that. Viper is just looking for more, though. They get the Nasus on the bot side. Viper kills 1v2 the Kaisa and the Rengar. They kill the Nasus. What do Not So Jolly Rogers do at this state in the game? I think it's just over. They had a massive advantage. They had a massive way to win the game. And Neogen just claws their way back and fights for everything. That has been an amazing game for Viper and Crunk looking for these engages in these fights.
Just throwing it out there, the admiration of this team to just not give up, I applaud it. I think they're doing
Absolutely.
really well. It doesn't really matter how their early game goes. This team just loves to group and team fight and actually be a team. I'm liking how it's looking so far.
It's a triple
I
engine
agree.
coming down now for Neogen. You're absolutely right there, Cuddle. This is not an easy game to win. We all play ourselves, and it's just this is a game that's so easy to give up. It looks like a bandage touch and an arrow coming out. It leads into a Curse of the Sad Mummy on 2. They are able to get the Nexus towers down. Viper flashes forward, but they are able to just focus the Nexus, and it's another win for Neogen Nova, bringing them up for 2-0 for the day after
2-0.
forcing a top laner to retire. This is amazing work.
You guys really are something with that. So, guys,
And just like that, though, I think they're gonna get into another game.
yep, we are going to go do a little break. We're just waiting for them to finish their champ select, do all that fun stuff, and then when we are good to go, we'll start spectating and all that. So until then, enjoy the Bureau back screen and some little bit of jams. Alright, and we are back. We are just waiting for the game to load up, and we're good. Take her away, boys. Oh.
Alrighty. It looks like we are back. Interesting team comps coming out. A very aggressive team comp from both teams here. We have a Renekton, Volibear, Ari, Samira, and Alistar on the side of the Neogen Nova. It looks like they are on red side again. A little bit of a face check into the bush from the Riven onto the Renekton. They're just going to do a simple trade and then get out. On the side of, what should we name this team, Vuso?
Not so jolly, not so jolly, Jolly Rogers.
Not so jolly, Jolly Rogers. Oh, good job from, well, they kind of double warded, but at least one stays, I guess. The not so jolly, Jolly Rogers, it has a Riven with no teleport. They do have the Ignite. Lee Sin, a Zyra mid, which you don't see very often, another Kaisa, and a Thresh played by Thresh to death. I think this might not be his first time on that champion. Okay.
It's kind of AFK. Thresh to death is deciding.
Maybe he died.
Kaisa's got this. Kaisa's got this.
Maybe he threshed to death.
Yeah.
He
in
has
fact did.
disconnected. This is a player that plays by his name every game. Very impressive.
Kaisa may have
commitment.
stepped up. She stepped up a little too much, and he didn't like it, and he just, dead.
There's
Never
the
mind.
reconnect coming in from Thresh. So Kaisa immediately is going to be on the back foot here a little bit. She does get a slight experience lead to the Samira. Thresh misses a little bit of experience. We'll see if that matters at all. Lee Sin, very late on this jungle clear so far. Krunk's ahead of him. Riven is able to move all the way down and place a ward on the red buff of Krunk. Both junglers passing up. Krunk at a significant speed advantage. Ward going a little aggressive here on the Riven.
These Jolly Rogers, I take it back. They're Dire. This is Dire Syndicate now. DS.
Dire Syndicate is their new team name?
Yes. It will
Okay,
change.
I'll try to
every 5
remember that.
minutes. They're very
There's
finicky.
a lot of
team,
aggression
as you
coming from
can
Void.
see.
It might be his first kill solo bolo in the top lane. Both junglers passing up, but it doesn't really matter because there's a Void diff.
Honestly, huge. The fact that she had Ignite and he didn't, and he still won the trade, that is terrible for the Riven.
Yeah, that does not bode well for Riven at all. The Renekton was able to shove in that wave entirely. He goes with Krunk to make sure he gets the Scuttle, which is also amazing. They're going to be able to see Lee Sin here in just a second. And then hopefully we'll secure the Scuttle top lane, and Renekton can back and teleport and just have a huge advantage. There's the Scuttle. Let's see what Krunk does. It looks like he's going to try to path through mid to get the double Scuttle. Lee Sin is homeless right now. He's trying to see if he can get the Scuttle, but it's already too late. He's meandering into mid lane from a ward. He's blind. There's nothing you can do. He looks like he's going to go to his Raptor spawn. He should have just recalled, but it's a little too late for that. Double Scuttle coming out for Krunk. See what he does after that. Now, interesting enough, Void did not teleport back into the lane. I don't know, Cuddle, what do you think about that?
I really do believe he should have teleported. Nothing's going to be happening till 10 minutes, if anything, 9, whatever the TP timer is. I believe him trying to control that lane after already getting the first blood, utilize that gold advantage. If you had teleported, the Riven wouldn't have been able to do this. She now gets a free reset. He's stuck in lane. Now, holding it, he might be able to do the same, but we'll have to see him wait and see as to what happens.
It doesn't look like he was able. Pulverized headbutt pulverized coming in onto the Kaisa. Lee Sin is there on the back line onto Samira on Honeybun. She does blow flash. There's the barrier. I can't quite see what's going on. Alistar has to flash out. Zyra is down here. They may look for a dive in the bot lane. This is a very difficult situation for Neogen. It looks like Zyra is going to not let them recall. Sonic Wave does hit Alistar. Zyra's taking some of the tower. The ramping damage might matter here, but a hook does connect and kill Honeybun. Alistar with no flash. He's going to headbutt Pulverize, but no one's taking tower yet, so he's just going to go down to the Zyra. Krunk is trying to invade. There's not much there to get, though. And that just looks like a clean dive from the side of Dire Syndicate.
You know, I don't mind having the Glacial Augment on the Alistar. I think it's a good spell, but I think in this case, wouldn't you want the Phase Rush over Glacial?
Hmm. I think on the Alistar, I would think
The
even like an
Alistar.
Aftershock would have been pretty good.
Yeah,
I do
something other
believe
like
Phase
Glacial's
Rush is
not bad.
actually a very underrated rune on Alistair.
Oh,
I do
Crunk might
believe
be
it's
in
really
trouble
good.
here.
Oh,
He's getting collapsed on by 3 people. I don't
He's
think
just
he knows
got a
it yet. He might
flash.
have to force a flash over this wall. There it is. Flash from the Zyra. The flash from the Riven was forced out earlier. Sonic Wave coming down. He is going to get... Dominus comes out from Verdector. They turn it onto the Lee Sin. What can Void do here? It looks like the Fetal Warfare is claimed for Dire Syndicate. He's trying to catch the Zyra, but it looks like that the root is going to keep him away from her long enough that she can get away.
It's Grasping Roots. Don't worry, I got
Grasping
you.
root. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Too many abilities.
Just think of Way.
Yeah, I'm glad there's no way. No way I can remember all those abilities.
There's no way.
Okay, there's some movement towards the dragon on the side of Neogen. Let's see. Viper is going to get vision onto the Lee Sin and move in to try to get a flank. He's going to run into the Thresh here. He's not spotted. Sonic Wave onto the dragon. A Scuttle is secured by Crunk. They should just be able to engage here. Where's the charm? Looking for the Thresh. Sonic Wave comes out, nothing coming from it. That's a clean turn back onto the dragon. I think Viper could have got a little more there if he wanted to. I think the Thresh was already dead, more than likely, from the rest of his team. He might have been able to get the Lee Sin too, but that's definitely the safer play.
And as our production and co-caster has pointed out, the Zyra may be roaming and making these plays, but she is sacrificing a lot of CS to do it.
Oh, yes.
As you
Wow,
can see, she has a big lead.
30,
yeah,
30 CS down.
the mid laner is down 30 CS. They may be 1-0-2, however, they still have a 600 gold deficit, and it's yeah, and Ari getting that kind of lead is not something I ever want to see. It's like that Nasus from last game.
Let's
Yeah,
see if
not
it turns into a
quite
boss.
as scary in the late game, but much scarier in the mid game to try to make the plays and get the team ahead. Looks like Void is going to reset here. Hopefully the teleport comes out now, but it looks like he's holding it even still. There it is. Teleport coming down. He's going to be able to catch the wave. Riven's probably going to look for a recall here. Void Grubs is going down to the Lee Sin, pretty much uncontested so far. Pulverize or does come down. Samira is trying to do the combo. Samira is actually going in here, trying to get the S for her ultimate. She is ignited. The ultimate comes down, but she's just burning. The Kaisa ult comes down and is able to finish. Headbutt goes out, but he is going to be caught by a hook, and that is going to be a double kill from the bot lane of Dire Syndicate. Renekton is moving down. Void's moving down to try to see if he can stop this Lee Sin Void Grubs. He's probably taking most of them this far, but Viper is chunking 2 levels up on that Zyra. There's 1 level now. Void does force Lee Sin off of the Void Grubs. Crunk's on his way. We'll see how that pans out. Bot lane is in a little bit of a tough spot here for Neogen, though.
From the games I've seen so far, it kind of looks like Nova, they're pretty slow to start.
A flash charm on Viper, but he gets knocked up from the ultimate of Zyra and killed for a 1-for-1, but at least Zyra misses the farm. Void does go in and secure the kill on Riven. They're looking for the Lee Sin now. The ultimate comes out from Crunk, disable the tower, and that's an easy 2 kills from the top side. The strong top side of Neogen.
Now, as I was saying, the Nova, they seem like a slow start kind of team. They might make some missteps, they might fuck up here and there, but they really come on in the late game. So I'm hoping to see the same thing here, even though they don't have as powerful a late game team comp. This team just really shines once team fighting starts.
I will say neither... Oh, it looks like Thresh is going to flash and flay, looking for a hook onto the Samira, but does go wide. So Honeybun is able to get out of there after just using her flash. I agree with you, though. There's not... The Viper in the last 2 games has played hard scaling mid laners. This game, he does not have one. Crunk does see the Zyra. Maybe they're going to try to get a pick here. A lot of damage coming down. Lisa's going to be there to try to help Sonic Wave onto the Volley Bear. He is going to take the Sonic Wave with a resonating strike, but he does not go further than that. and everyone's just gonna walk away. I think the main shining light for Neogen Nova right now is the Void in the top lane. He is absolutely, if you see now, just demolishing this Riven. Riven's using Flash to just try to get away from him if she looks at the minions.
And don't
he might
forget,
be able to take over the
mid
game.
Mid lane is
That's
also
right.
40 CS up with 2 kills. That is way in the favor of Ari right now, and that's not who you want to head in that matchup.
We have a 1.5k gold lead in the top lane and a 800 gold lead in the mid lane.
8k.
Bot lane's having a hard time, but Crunk is there to try to turn this slide around. A flash from Syncre. Thresh is just beating up Honeybun. There's just literally as much she can do. She's trying to get her ult. She gets it, but it's a little bit too late. They're trying to dive this Kaisa. There's a flash. Sonic Wave resonating strike onto Krung. We got to be careful for the ult. He does get the kick off the shield off. He gets the stun. He gets the heal, and he takes out the Lee Sin. Zyra is there. Can he heal up more? He cannot. Thresh is looking to Lantern to try to catch the Alistar. It looks like the Lantern's going to expire. He's trying to run away. A hook is going to secure the kill onto the Alistar. Can Viper get anything else here? It doesn't look like it.
That seemed to be a bit discombobulation between Syncre and Viper there. They both should have turned onto the same target instead of going to separate ones, but it is what it is, and honestly, it's still in the favor of NGE, considering Void is just so far ahead. He is monstrously ahead right now. He is the raid boss
2K ahead
of the US.
On that Riven from Void. 2,000 gold. The whole gold lead is Void right now in this game. That is incredible. So they really, I think, need Void to instead of just split pushing here, he's moving down to the Dragon, which I think is the right call, because if he's in these fights, I don't think that Dire Syndicate is going to have a way to stop him. We'll see.
I agree, but he still does. He can't linger in these fights. He still needs to push his lead in side lanes. That's where Renekton really shines. This is the 1v1s, the 1v2s.
He has a teleport that is coming up here soon. It looks like a hook is going to miss onto him. Sonic Wave is going to miss as well. Void is just walking up unafraid to try to take control of the vision. They're getting the Snow Crab. Riven is pushing top freely.
They need to kill this objective now. They cannot let Riven get their in back in the game. And right now, this is her in back into the game. Is just letting her freeform, letting her get plates, letting her get free gold, standing gold that they're not contesting.
Yeah, they need to fast do this objective. Void needs to get in there. They need to man mode it, and then he needs to teleport. There is a hook onto Void as he comes over the wall. They are jumping onto the Thresh. It looks like Samira is chasing onto the Lee Sin. Lee Sin's trying to get away, but Sonic Wave resonating strike onto Viper. He's trying to clean it up. But there's not much you can do. Charm goes down on the Lee Sin. Alistar is going to die on the back end to the Kaisa. They do get the Zyra as well in this fight. That should be a free dragon on the side of Neogen. Void needs to teleport top. He is to try to stop this Riven. Overall, it's messy, but it comes out as an advantage for Neogen.
But again, they're giving Riven a means to get back into the game. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference, but if they keep making plays like that, it will add up over the long term. It'll make the game a lot closer than it needs to be. They already have a solid lead. They should be pressing that as much as they can without hesitation. It felt like there was a lot of hesitation during that dragon fight. They just didn't know if they wanted to pull the trigger now or not.
I think with Void in that fight, they shouldn't be afraid of anything. Even if they try to start the dragon and then the Lee Sin's able to steal it, they should be able to take the fight from there and have Dire Syndicate has no chance of winning while Void is in the state that he is in that fight in a 4v5. They just need to pull the trigger so that Void can get back to top lane and stop the Riven.
Exactly. He needs to be in his lane, absolutely crushing this Riven, putting his knee on her neck and making sure that she cannot do anything.
Some lane assignments are changing here. Looks like Viper is coming down. They may try to do something under this Kaisa, but a Lance is going to take her out of danger. Samira is catching the mid-wave with Zyra's shoving, and Krunk is jumping onto the Rift Herald. From the looks of it, I believe that's a Rift Herald. I'm not sure if we killed all the Void Grubs. I think Rift Herald spawns at 15. There it is.
Yes. Yep, as you can see, Dire Syndicate has 2 Void. We have 1 NG.
Oh yes, I forgot I can look at the HUD.
Eyes are
Dreadline. or a hook from Thresh trying to catch Viper. Almost does.
Dredge line. This is not.
Yeah, it's not
Nautilus.
Nautilus.
I didn't realize Thresh turned into Nautilus mid-game.
You're doing great.
There's Lee Sin trying to catch this Ari. He does get a kick off. Resonating Strike does follow up. And Viper is just trying to escape. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Another kill going down to the Kaiser, who is 4-1 now. Void is taking the Herald top lane. He's doing a chunk to that tower. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get in unless... Well, here comes Krung in Synchrony. There's an ult coming down to the tower to disable it. They're trying to dive the Riven. They may be going too far, but they flash on top of her. She just does a stun and runs out. It looks like they're pulling away. A lot of pressure coming down in mid lane in response from Dire Syndicate. They are going to get the tier 2 on the top lane for Neogen. Overall, I think that's a fine play, but they're losing the bot tier 1. Not much they could do about that. They were on the other side of the map after Viper died. But a lot of gold going into this Kai'Sa's pocket.
I think that was just a bit of a little lack of game sense in terms of the map state, as they should Viper should have known that he could have been the only play, because they're not going to go on the Renekton. The Renekton's too much of a raid boss, and they know that Renekton has backup, and they know Viper feels safe because he's Ahri. Ahri's super slippery and really hard to take control of. I think he should have respected that a bit more, and they wouldn't have gotten as much as they did.
Krung fighting Lee Sin 1v1, but Lee Sin has some backup here. Let's see how far he pushes this. Not much. Void is there to back him up. Void is the shining light for them right now. They really, it looks like Honeybun has kind of clawed back into the game a little bit as well, which is great for Neogen. But if they're able to just play around Void here, I think he can take away the game. They're sitting him top lane, which I think is a mistake. I think Ahri should go top lane with the teleport. Void should go bot lane and work on those towers, because I don't think they have an answer for him.
I agree. That's a lot of free gold that he could be getting, just to snowball his lead even further and make him even more of a raid boss that's just too hard to deal with.
But look at this. It looks like Dire Syndicate's sending 4 mid lane right now, and Riven to match Renekton. That means Viper's going to get free gold here in the bot lane. Potentially
As
that
well
tower,
as
too.
Zyra. If Zyra doesn't
And
keep the bottom, she goes top.
Collapse coming in to Void. They should see them soon. See if they commit to it. They can't, because Neogen, with an excellent call of pushing the mid lane, Lee Sin may be the only person that can match. Zyra used her teleport to catch bot, like you were
But
saying.
even in
The
this
tower still goes
3v1,
down.
even in this 3v1, I still like Void's chances. He is an absolute monster to deal with.
Dominus
I don't
comes out.
think
Done on Lee Sin. It looks like he's going to slice and dice his way out. Riven. Okay, Sonic Wave Resonating Strike. A huge heal from the Renekton Q. It looks like he is going to go down. Shutdown goes to Kai'Sa. They are jumping onto the Thresh, trying to see what they can do. Viper's going to teleport in. Flash is coming out. Riven, as her old Resonating Strike comes back into the Lee Sin. Oh my goodness, it's a cleanup from Neogen so far. Samir is trying to get the last kill onto Kai'Sa. The shutdown, or the kill is going to go to Krung. They're trying to get this tier 3. It's kind of hard with the Zyra poking you down, but they may just be able to man mode this. Grasping Roots comes down to the Alistar. The wave clear is there from Neogen. They're able to get it. They shouldn't take the inhib. They need to reset and play on this dragon. Oh, a charm comes out into the Zyra. Good chunk of damage. Not really any way to follow that up after all the flashes and engage tools were burned. But that was
play though.
That was a good play.
Yeah, I like this play, and I like the call not to take the inhib. It's too early to take an inhib, and it would have taken too long. With Dragon coming up, Dragon already up, they needed to reset quickly, so it was a very good game sense on them to realize, hey, there's a bigger objective at play that we need to grab. This will be soul, or put us onto Soul Point. And Riven with no TP, she can't be here. This is a 4v5.
Yep, and Dominus is already up for Void. This is going to be hard for Dire Syndicate. Riven's moving now. She does have the Hex Gates if she wants to use them when she gets closer to maybe try to get a flank angle off, but I don't think they're going to be going for that. Neogen's not really pulling the dragon out right now. They're just trying to clear vision. I think they just need to focus on pulling the dragon and then taking a fight, because they don't really care if they get this or not. It's nice to get it, but if they get a clean wipe, they might just be able to end the game.
I agree. And again, they're being a bit hesitant. I know they're being cautious, getting the vision out, which is very important. I agree.
Oh, Flash Pulverize coming in for Synchrony. Dominus popped, and they were going to pick the Zyra there. We were just talking about them being hesitant. They're trying to keep the fight going. He's going to throw out his ult and have another Pulverize coming in. They're just going to kill the Thresh. They're chasing to see what else they can get. Krunk's just on the dragon. In the meantime, they're going to catch the mid wave. We talk about them being hesitant, and then they're going to Synchrony just engaging with the Hex Slash.
Oh, they may be hesitant on getting objectives. They are not hesitant on pulling the trigger for team fights. This team loves to fight, and they will be in your face and show you that, hey, if you're going to be near our objective, we'll fight tooth and nail for it.
And they're going right to the Attican. That makes a lot of sense. They've already got the advantage. They already got the fight. They're just daring. They're daring Dire Syndicate to try to take something from them. This whole rift just belongs to Neogen Nova right now.
And look at the vision. I love the vision. They have so much out there that even if they tried to contest, they would have had keyed on them. Like, hey, there's Lee, there's Riven, there's Thresh. There's no way for Dire Syndicate to push in without NG knowing about it.
We got 4 minutes now until the next objective, which is the Baron. About the same time that Dragon's going to spawn too. It's going to be Soul Dragon for Neogen Nova, as well as the Baron spawn at the same time. They are perfectly happy getting either of those objectives, but they don't want to trade Soul Dragon for Baron. I don't think the delay is quite worth it for them. I think it would be better for them to trade the Dragon for the Baron, or just try to push in. There's a flash slice and dice from Void. It looks like Riven's going to match it with her own flash, and they're still skirmishing, but I don't think Riven wins this fight. Dominus pop. She's trying to get away. Synchro, I don't think, has the resources to continue chasing.
Now, in most cases, I would say Baron for Soul isn't that good, but with Hextech Soul, it's just such a strong Soul. And this team getting, the enemy team getting Baron, Dire Syndicate, if they get Baron, it doesn't really help them. It kind of bails them out a little bit, but they can't really push out. They can't really do anything. Nova's just,
I think it just gives them more time to scale and get back into the game, but it looks like a pick onto the Lee Sin is going to be good. Samira ult coming down. They're going to get another kill onto the Thresh Charm and another kill on the Zyra. Krunk's just running in a flash ult onto the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's going to ult and barrier out. She no longer has flash. There's another kill onto the Riven, and this is just a wipe of a game. Void shoving in the bot lane. They're potentially going to have 3 inhibitors down. Towers down, and potentially 3 inhibitors if they wanted at 23 minutes into the game, or they might just be able to end here. This is a wipe.
yeah, this looks like a bad spot for Dire Syndicate.
12k gold advantage at 23 minutes. There's going to be more here after these towers too. This might just be. Could this be the 20k gold game?
It's possible. If they get there before us, I'm going to be a little annoyed.
Sonic
Yeah, I'll just call it, we have harder opponents, okay?
Okay.
Sure, that's our excuse.
Yeah, definitely no cap
And
whatsoever.
Void, yeah, we're not coping. There's another inhibitor going down. Only the top lane inhibitor remains. So now Neogen really needs to take advantage of this. They can't sit, not that they have been, but they can't sit back and just let them farm super minions in mid and bot. It's an easy way for them to get into the game again. They have 2 minutes until that top objective, the Baron, spawns. So I think here they just take a reset, which they've done. Push out through top lane and just try to get that 3rd inhibitor while the other 2 lanes are pushing until they can back off into the Baron. Because at this point, there's nothing that Dire Syndicate can do to delay this game. Pretty much at all. If they get Baron, it's a little bit harder for Neogen just because you have to fight through the minions to push. But I don't know. I think the Baron just ends the game like completely.
I agree. Once they get Baron, it's almost impossible to fight off double supers in each lane with Baron. It's just game over. They don't even need to do anything. They just need to sit near the minions and let them end the game. It's a really rough way to lose, and it's an unsatisfying way to win, but I guarantee they're probably gonna go for the fight.
I think it's a macro diff at that point, and you just have to be happy that you're playing League of Legends better than your opponent, because you just are. And it looks like they're turning onto the Baron on spawn. It's here in 10 seconds. Dire Syndicate is trying to push in, but they're going to be pushing in through 3 control wards and Ari sitting in the bush that's about to one-shot here at least. But he is
with
able
2
to dodge
inhibs
the
down, Riven with no TP, like, this is a Hail Mary. I understand their point. They have to go for it.
Yeah, but Alistar playing the zone. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything that they can do. The Lee Sin is not going to be able to get into this. There's the headbutt pulverized combo from Alistar. They're completely zoned off. There's the Baron. If they're playing it super safe, which it looks like they are with the ping, they're just going to go get that Soul Dragon. Because once again, there is absolutely nothing that Dire Syndicate can do to stop them. So they're going to secure this Soul Dragon, and then they're just going to barrel down the probably top lane and just win the game from there.
I agree. There's nothing that Dire Syndicate can do at this point. It seems pretty set in stone. I'm not going to call it. I don't think the reset is good.
I don't think you have to reset, but I don't think it changes the game at all either. They're just playing extremely cautious. A teleport coming in, 2 teleports coming in. So instead of pushing the top lane, I think this is fine. They're going to go into their bot lane, get their minions, push from mid and bot, and then secure the inhibitor if needed after those minions are pushed so they can start pushing in as well. Oh, they are getting flanked here. They went in way too early. Viper gets picked. He has no teleport to get back either. Void looks like he's going to get picked as well. And that is 2 dead.
Now that delays the game. That's just, I feel they didn't need to back. There's nothing they needed to end this game besides that 3rd inhib.
I think the back was fine. And like I said, it's just safe. It's not, I don't think it's wrong. I think it's just safe because it doesn't change anything. What does change something is using both your TPs to basically end the game. But here's a headbutt pulverize onto the Zyra, a flash onto the Kai'Sa. You're going to stun her there and try to get the kill. He's going to ult out. Your Samira is taking a lot of damage in the back line, but there's her combo. Lee Sin's coming in from the flank. This fight is very split. Honeybun's going to ult, but tank a bunch of towers. Alistar continued to go in. Crunk 1v2ing on the backside. Lee Sin's going to try to get out. They're just trying to buy time. You have the Soul. You have the Baron. You have 2 dead. You just push and win this 3v3. And it looks like despite the little bit of an end play there, Neogen's still going to be able to win the game. They do catch the Riven as she's trying to run back into base. Lee Sin's going to take a reset, but be way too late. They're getting both Nexus towers.
It should be, that should just be it.
Just like that, they are winning the game. Neogen Nova on their debut stream, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but on their debut, first scrim, they make the opponent top laner completely quit his team, and then they proceed to absolutely claw their way back in a brutal game that was hard fought and hard won. And then game 3, they show their dominance, their prowess on the champions that they play and that they love, and absolutely crushed, not even close, a series. So well done by Neogen Nova. Thank you all for joining and watching the stream. Thank you, Neogen Nova. Let's play that introductory video for them one more time just to really cap it off. And then after that, we'll see you guys next time.
Name's Horn. No further pleasantries needed.
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
Join the glorious evolution.
Only need 1 eye to hit my mark.
Let's go, amigos!